So I'm only urging you all, say, we all we have our problems, we all we have our excitement. We'll be out on a private life, but there's one thing you need to keep in mind. I said, use the mistakes as your foundation to build upon a new success. You're very fine.
Kiki, what's yours going into 2026?
I believe, say, as an individual, you have to have your basics right, and your basics, say, should be about spirituality. Okay. Say, uye Kristo niya mwani.
Di matata di tita di tata.
Maru sahata. I was say oma weni ekwe rade ho. Uye nkremonia. I was say oma weni kwa la ho.
Yosubia
no. I was say ujinem ye. Na, making sure say you take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Even
that is a good way.
Bible na ye kan ho asem no. I said do yonko se wo ho. So it means that for you to door someone,
you have to door
your home first to know how to door the person.
Yeah.
So first love yourself. Yeah. Then you can extend your love. But the most important thing is have your basics, your foundation right, and leave the rest to your maker.
Yeah. Wow. I think that for me, 2026, what I'll say is that we just have to keep going. I think there is a trick about every year where usually there's a lot of adrenaline rush at the beginning of the year. Yeah. And you want to do this, you want to do that. I have a personal goal. My personal goal in 2026 is to stop my coke addiction. Not cocaine, but then Coca-Cola.
Yeah, I mean,
can the baby wants to be a cook chat to blogger be a Fiifi my friend says he's a coke addict. Me who before say me chiri mu no boy na ko ma me chiri mu he ya
so be Coca-Cola I was think I would chiri
sit a beka
coke sa
na quick me here Coca-Cola
those are you say na evidence na here ni evidence
mu ni mo nti na mo fe ni soda
yeah I'm for soda.
So yeah, for me that has been a big thing that I've been battling for a long time, and I mean, you know the health implications of it. So it's something I've tried that this year, at least for majority of the months. If we have 12 months in the year, for 7 months I should be without it.
Okay.
And even with industrial sugar,
that's good.
I should be without it. So that's something I'm trying to do. But that comes with persistence because because when the year starts, you set your targets. The day-to-day changes is about you being consistent and persevering. Yeah. Because today, the things that get me to drink, usually me drink.
Okay.
When I wake up in the morning, like, you know, this word Kiki.
Yeah.
As a rep, bam, bam, bam. You don't eat. Immediately I see a shop and I see meat pie cook. My carbon, let me cook. By the time I realize, so when it's easy. Yeah. So it means I have to replace those. I don't know offense to St. Patrick's. But Jibrodu. Back on BB. One side. Magical Konobozin. So I mean, it's something that, and then like this when I close from work, I got the edge.
Okay.
Now commercial BBC to cook back now banana. Okay. Okay. I mean banana
Coca-Cola with banana.
Like I want to now replace it with something more natural.
Okay.
So that if I get proper food, then I eat proper food. Because I mean it's so if you whatever you want to change, whatever you want to do, it's a day-to-day thing. I mean targets in the asset.
Yeah.
But it's about you changing the small things about you. True. That will let it change. Then we'll see God will help us.
Yeah.
It's me even January.
Yeah.
That's a man cook. I'll be proud of myself and I'll see if I can go for it. But Charlie, we go back and Amorim the Sakino. Charlie. Maresca the Sakino. So who won? Massa.
Pathways.
Manchester United, they have parted ways.
Rich Kramer, Auntie Rosie. Okay, that Maresca. Kofi Maresca.
What is Maresca called?
But you do know when I heard Maresca was leaving Chelsea, the first person who came to thought was Fiifi.
Of course.
Me too.
Of course.
I was like, hey.
Well, Bema John Binos had to slap it to trade.
Yeah, mine. Oh, why was it? But the year not a view we want to see.
My boy, you was the one what trouble for what I was yeah, what bread.
I mean, one time be you call obviously carnival there we entered the carnival. And you know, Singapore is in Southeast Asia. So most of the food that they eat are typical Asian food. Indian, Bangladesh, Chinese, Filipino. Jack, and almost noodles. To me do what I'm a so noodles, they are me African man. So I want chili. So you want chili, we'll give you chili. Boy.
When you say Indomie,
so what they are saying, I'm warm chili. I'm warm Indomie. But I'm warm Indomie now. On soy sauce now.
Okay.
I'm the any sugar based.
Okay.
The sugar ne tassie. But it's me Indomie now on my bed transi.
Ubedi. I said it.
But I'm in the question. I don't know so on our conscientizing our drink say you be your hobby there. To all the obedi na de. Na only me me ba be nyadu ade papa. It's nasi. Mommy chopstick in a Jimmy Shriba.
I didn't go and want to be pingu.
But moment you
Hey,
Jana,
I said yeah.
Honestly speaking.
I said those days when we were in school,
senior
high school, we used to do one or two stubborn things.
Yeah.
I said we took a far school, final years, we took a far school kabiba, and I said we heater. Titi heater ni bino. Ja, the yes park we are not the milk.
Yeah.
No, I think that is how it might feel like.
But that's how it feels like. I'm not used to it.
When you also to one more, say that Bibi over to be the palm also.
And over there to see over there, everything comes to bread. In fact, I got a food.
Why did you tell me yes I did? Richard, don't thank you, Richard. Somebody said you wouldn't in here.
I got Singaporean aleo, like normal noodles. Now me catch some vegetarian one. Cause me I don't like seafood. Some coffee for octopus and.
But do you do transits? Or you went straight ahead?
Well, I transited.
Okay.
We transit because we use Ethiopian airline. We transited Ghana to Ethiopia 5 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, but that's during the short part of the journey.
And I think it's stressful.
I don't think it's very long.
So you slept in Ethiopia for 1 day?
For 9 hours. So we left Ghana.
At the airport?
No, so they give you.
They give you
if the layover is longer, they give you a hotel.
Yeah. Because I think that is the same thing they did to us when we were going to South Africa.
Yeah.
We slept in Rwanda. They gave us, I think 9 hours or something like that.
Layover, yeah. So we did 5 hours to Ethiopia. We left Ghana 6 a.m. on the 15th of December.
6 a.m.
6 a.m. So 15th of December. And you know, Singapore is actually very expensive. Yeah, very, very expensive. In fact, one of the most expensive countries to go to.
I agree with you because it's one of the countries that you go literally without applying for a visa.
Yeah. So when we went to the airport, Ethiopian Airlines told us that they won't let us board until we show them proof of funds. So like, we got there around
from Ethiopia to Singapore.
No, from Ghana to Ethiopia because Ethiopia Airlines is taking you.
Proof of funds.
So like, how much you be able to spend over there? Because also we pay our hotel booking. We book for 3 weeks. Singapore Ghanaians don't even spend 1 weekend there. I'm going to stay there for 3 weeks.
See when it's coming.
So,
But I love that bit. So from Ethiopia to how was the journey from Ethiopia to Singapore?
Me, I don't like flying. If you've seen, I'm sure you've seen some of my tweets. Even Accra to Kumasi, I struggle. So when in Ghana, I didn't see the plane because we used the one where 9 hours 30 minutes. So we left Ethiopia in the evening 12 a.m. Ethiopian time. Ethiopian side of Ghana 3 hours. So that's like 9 p.m., 10 p.m. Ghana time. Okay. So when we got to the airport, Ethiopia Airlines took us to the tarmac and I saw the Boeing 787, the Rolls Royce, and I said, Masa,
9 hours do you need?
9
hours.
Because I had then a plane with it 9 hours without coming down. Because for me, my basic physics is that I did a course form.
Yeah.
So what is sustaining it there? What I'm saying already. Mami, we Ethiopia.
But crash down.
Ethiopia. No, me dream was there. I did tell because I Fiifi, my friend. I'm in the casa. Fiifi, my friend. See, we are doing to was.
But my dear, who play crash?
And you see the good. Yeah, the bad thing is that me share a lot of plane crash documentaries or your friend is saying Discovery Channel or DSTV. It's a woman so.
Senti we ko see here.
takeoffs near the boy. And you are transit. It's not say, I'm here be real. Union Mabo one side now. No can say, the person that take go be medical person. She give me prometazine. Tell me bo prometazine no be 1 hour. Before take up now, my head drowsy. And I'm a yen wine back. Say, oh boy, let me down 2 hours. Man, this will be enough. You ready my check time, but check time now 4 hours more to go. Boy, I won't go use washroom. Me sorry say me kwana fi turbulence na bottom. But na me say dey so I no fit do that thing. We dey to the code. You say so. Me be who am say toilet.
Play me na so you.
Yeah, if we do Singapore, we say at least for 3 weeks.
Let me enjoy.
Means now go see
but my dear, who could do the first 1 week or 2 weeks you enjoy the trip.
Yeah.
But the last week for you to come.
Yeah, how that started you. That's you who be say beside coach them.
But I think when you are coming, it will be shorter because of the 3 hours interval.
Yeah. For when we were coming, we left there. It was 2 a.m. That's when we were playing the Chelsea Man City game.
Wow.
Yeah, Singapore is ahead of Ghana 8 hours. Yeah.
More Asia.
So all the Chelsea games and all the football, I have to wake up 2 a.m., 3 a.m. For me, I don't think I acclimatized to the time because Singapore is ahead of Ghana 8 hours. Ooh. But everything that football is going on to, I have to still update. So usually when I wake up in Singapore around let's say 8, 9 a.m., Ghana is around 3 a.m. Maybe some bet codes I've gone through. I have to post. I have to shoot content for 8 a.m. by the time you guys wake up in Ghana. Then by 3, 4 p.m., that's when Twitter conversations that are going on. I have to be on it. It's in Singapore 12 a.m.
Hey boy.
See, juggling ways. But you have to understand that that's the kind of job I do. Wow. You have to understand that's the kind of job I do.
See, Johannesburg, not flight. You can say. But
I don't know why they say that. They should stop saying it.
Where we go board something, we class you. I didn't Kosra, no money in there. Then your man can look my face as I board you.
Who would have been?
What happened? When the board say, yeah, I didn't say who classy. Oh, Debbie.
Well, Charlie, but honestly, I think that I'm not an engineer.
But
I wish that. So, one day I sat in Accra to Kumasi. There was a lady that sat next to me. I see she's more comfortable in airplanes than a car.
Yes.
Yeah, she told me. I saw on the car it's free if we possible. No, oh yeah. But in an airplane, she does it every day. She doesn't have a problem. And then the catcher and say, "Boy, I sat next to the girl and I was sweating. And I'm not joking. No, TV free no igam man.
Hey.
Sitting next to her, I think it was Passion. The Passion, so it's outside word, master cylinder.
Passion.
You may 50,000
Where she give you got wait talk.
See boy, as I come say me, I can't tell madam. She taking out for my laptop. Where she they do so? She like make a cool because once I may break.
Hey, but that you know be copper be this and say hunu be pa de ja.
See how they
do nya me bo be bull of flight him no.
See how they
Dr. Kiki say they be
see how they prometers you best be 12 to the flight magic prometers. But they full in our meda.
But it's been an enjoyable time and you've learned a lot of experiences.
Oh yeah.
You've learned a lot of experiences and I think for the team this year we are only going to get better.
Yeah.
Just stay with us. We promise you greater things.
We should be able to go to America and then bring a lot of that, the American conversation.
Oh yes.
This boy has to keep his leaves.
Oh, of course.
So that he can pack it and go.
Even if we can't do it in America, we'll see us in Canada.
Yeah, you have to exactly any of the places.
The boys will, at least will bring you one game from the World Cup.
Mexico, correct
one game.
Because they can Mexico na me pepper.
Latina.
In Latina. I'm still Mexico na.
Unca Latina. Okay.
So can Shakira, you know.
Meaning is there. Every is a Nicolas Maduro and
every Venezuelan.
But do that Trump is crazy. Honestly speaking.
One day we'll sit down and we'll discuss international diplomatic
geopolitics and all of those things.
You enjoy it.
Be fun.
But for now it is Amorim.
Amorim.
I'm saying that Amorim no more Sake. Maresca.
No. They parted ways.
Party ways.
But
you see, Fiifi, let me tell you something. I've never been angered by a sacking of a coach than what I saw between Manchester United and Ruben Amorim.
Why? But he wasn't playing well.
You see, I've always said this thing, right? Yes, two truths can coexist.
Yeah.
Whoever comes out and tell me that Akomeah, Ruben Amorim failed as a Manchester United, I'll agree with that person. Definitely 38% or 38% win percentage as a Manchester United manager doesn't really count in my books as someone who has really done
63
well.
matches.
Comparatively, if you think David Moyes is worse, if you think Luis Van Gaal is worse, if you think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is worse, then we don't know how to classify the kind of results Ruben Amorim gave to Manchester United.
Yeah.
But where my problem lies is Jason Wilcox, Omar Bereda, Sir Jim Ratcliffe. I'll even put him aside because, let me say, he told us that he has actually appointed people who are best in class. The word is best in class.
Yeah.
So he is not going to interfere. So purposely looking at somebody like Jason Wilcox and Omar Bereda, a little bit of Dan Ashworth when it came to that particular decision making from Eric Ten Hag's time to when they appointed Ruben Amorim.
Yeah.
This is why I feel they got a lot of things wrong. You see, the fact that Eric Ten Hag won the FA Cup did not mean Manchester United should have extended his contract.
Yeah. I agree.
You understand?
Yeah.
So if you believe you wanted to sack him, one game shouldn't be able to convince you that no.
And Ten Hag himself mentioned that they came to him and they said because of the FA Cup.
Because of the FA Cup.
Yeah.
And that is the first point of weakness for Ineos.
Yeah.
Because they listened to the fans.
Yeah.
Oh, keep Eric Ten Hag. Oh, FA Cup. Oh, Eric Ten Hag. And they listened to the fans. And I believe that was the first red flag. Because at Manchester United, they have one of the most confused fan base. I've categorized them into three parts. People who stays in a room of standards.
Okay.
People who stay in the room of reality.
Okay.
And people who are staying in the room of expectations.
Okay.
The standards are people who believe Manchester United should never be doing less than whatever Sir Alex Ferguson achieved.
Okay.
Those people.
So that's what they are known for. Okay.
They don't care about what you do. They don't care about what you see.
The benchmark is always Sir Alex Ferguson. Even if the club is not there yet.
Win.
Okay.
And those people.
That is the nature of a big club.
And those people in reality understands that this club is gradually coming down after 2013.
Yeah.
And there has not been further improvement, or we cannot meet a certain standard which was set by Sir Alex Ferguson. So they live within their means, they live within the time. Whatever that is happening now, they live within it. Then those with expectations are people who believe that, no, when we buy 2 or 3 players, this team will be there.
Okay.
When we appoint this, we are one coach away from.
Yeah. They feel like it's the coach. Let's change the coach.
Let's change the manager. So it's very difficult to have a sound fan base that can come together towards one purpose to make sure that the club can push further with one thing. And that's actually even affected the official supporters of the club. Because people actually believe that those that go to the stadium, they don't know what they are doing. The online presence too is one thing Manchester United cannot do away with, because this is a club that is meant for commercial reasons. They don't joke with it at all.
Yeah.
So anything that affects their image on the digital platforms, it is something they need to deal with.
But Michael, wait. This top of the class thing is the truth. Bereda is top creme de la creme, Man City experience.
I agree.
Wilcox same. So top of the class.
I will not shy away from what you are saying.
Yeah.
I agree with you perfectly. Where I feel they got a lot of things wrong is the job that they came to meet at Manchester United.
Okay.
At first, I think they underestimated the job. And Wilcox even came out to speak about it, that he thought this was going to be a job that they could just take care of.
Yeah, and turn around
situations. But there are things that run deeper than what we see. For example, how they were able to sack a lot of staff who were not doing anything at the club.
Yeah.
They were taking money. And that club is a political club and an emotional club to a certain extent, that the people that they sack, they deserve to be sacked. But they go to the media, give them stories, because United story sells.
Yeah.
The negative stories, it comes out, it puts pressure on the management. All of these things, you need to manage it.
Michael,
Your PR, your image, everything.
So maybe that's the reason why they listen to the fans. Because you mentioned 2 things about Manchester United, which is commercial, and also one that is hinged on fans. Manchester United is the most, the team with the most fans.
Yes.
Even in Africa, where usually people think it's Chelsea, Man United has. So when you go to America,
it's crazy.
Places like that's the kind of fan base Manchester United has.
I don't know, when you went to Singapore, what kind of fans do you see?
Most of them. My Uber driver is a Manchester United fan. It's called Gary. He watches the show sometimes, and like I told him about it, and he says he watches football, so he would want to chip in. So even today when we are done, I'll send him the link and I'm sure he'll comment. So most of them are. I didn't see a Chelsea shop. That I saw a Liverpool shop. I saw a Manchester United shop.
Wow.
The South Asian shop for Adidas and all of those companies are there.
Some of our preseason matches.
Yeah, that's where they go to.
So from what you are saying, they need to listen to the fans. But more or less, sometimes you need to allow emotions not prevail over wisdom.
Yeah.
You need to take your time, think through a lot of decisions before you make it.
Yeah.
For the purpose of this discussion, going deep into details of whatever happened.
Yeah.
Let me help our listeners a little bit. I think for Eric Ten Hag, the decision to keep him was the belief that no, things could turn around us at that particular time because that was one of the best performances throughout that season.
So wait, Michael, if I'm getting you right, Man United failed Amorim, or Amorim was always going to fail because the decision to keep Eric Ten Hag kept longer.
Amorim was supposed to fail because one, the decision to keep Eric Ten Hag kept longer.
Okay.
Number two, discussion where they had a meeting in Monaco.
Yeah.
The big guys were there. Omar Bereda and everybody sat down. Eric Ten Hag thought,
the problem is that why do these guys have these meetings even on yachts in Monaco? That's a holiday destination. You don't have serious meetings like this.
Fiifi, I tell you.
Maybe it's political. It goes beyond what we see. I don't want to mention stuff. I don't want to say stuff here.
There
are institutions where they talk about, let's say, Christmas gifts, vouchers for their workers, and they have to report to some bosses. At the end of the day, it would have been more easier and acceptable if I'm to give money to my workers to buy whatever they want. But I would prefer to do Christmas party.
Yeah. Okay.
Take pictures. Have a budget.
Okay.
Do you get it?
I get that.
But everything clearly shows.
You get where I'm coming from?
I get you.
Everything clearly shows Ineos doesn't have contingency plans. They don't plan well before they sack coaches. The reason I'm saying they don't plan well before they sack coaches is after that meeting with Eric Ten Hag and the season began. Now, you tell every single fan that is around that Eric Ten Hag is level 1 year on his contract, which is optional.
Yeah.
You can trigger it or decide not to trigger
Yeah.
it. The moment you trigger it, you spoke to the media, or literally, let me say, you leaked to the media that this is a contract that you love to sit down with Eric Ten Hag and discuss. That there are certain things you need to alter in the contract. For example, his power when it comes to transfer in the market, which player should go, which player should come. So the moment you trigger the 1 year option, it is assumed that during the meeting, there were further discussions about altering this particular contract and making sure that whatever player you are buying is in context to the projects that Manchester United wants to do. But we go into the transfer market and we still see everything being Eric Ten Hag signings. Because for Mazraoui, it was strictly Eric Ten Hag.
Of course.
For Matthias De Ligt, strictly Eric Ten Hag. I'm not saying these guys are bad players. But the moment you go on that tangent, meaning you are willing to sacrifice a lot for Eric Ten Hag to keep the job, the result starts going bad. Because at Manchester United, no matter who you are, it's only results that can keep you in the job. Yes. No matter who you are. We've seen Louis van Gaal. We've seen Eric Ten Hag. We've seen Jose Mourinho. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. When results go bad, you leave. Because the fans are, just as we were saying, the fans are going to pressure you here and there, negative stories here. The media is even going to pick on you. And the Gary Neville's and co.
Michael, but again, for Sir Jim Ratcliffe, when he was coming in, like he said, he is the businessman, but he has people at the helm who are experienced, seasoned sporting directors. You see, it's different from the Chelsea one. And when we are done looking at the Chelsea side, I'll let us compare the two. It's different for the Chelsea one because Chelsea has inexperienced sporting directors.
I agree.
Chelsea has sporting directors from Brighton, former players, analysts, all from Brighton. So, Sebi.
Not top level like Omar Bereda than Ashworth who went with Newcastle.
Exactly.
He was part of the EPPP of the England national team.
Bereda was the one that will sit down with Pep Guardiola and Kiki Pakistan and say, this player has to come in, pay our wage budget, we'll add them to push the club. So, the fact that they failed 2 or 3 times, and I saw this on Twitter where somebody said that in Germany, you have the sporting directors facing the media.
Yes, you need to come and explain
yourself. They ask them questions like the way the coaches come for pre-match because Christoph Wendt is on the bench with Vincent Kompany. When they close some of the matches, things that happen, they ask Christoph Wendt as sporting director. So is it time for these sporting directors as Manchester United to either lose their job or answer some questions because it looks like it's becoming messy. And where I'm worried, even as just a football analysis, that who is United bringing? You don't even have an idea.
The truth of the matter is, United is now catching up with a lot of things that they were left behind. If you have spoken to people who are closer to the club, Manchester United believe that Manchester City is far gone.
away
in terms of football operations in totality. Manchester United remains a cake. And they go to a point in time, Manchester United were even losing the best talent, young talent to Manchester City at the age of 7, 8, 9. These kids get up and they tell their parents, I want to go to Man City.
Oh.
And the things I was hearing about the Man City at that time is when these kids go to the academy, they are really taken care of.
Yeah.
Because in a day where you take your kid to Manchester City Academy right after school, Bas is going to pick him up, take him to the academy, trains, every kid is right there, provided with lunch or even supper, all of those stuff. After that, waiting for the parents, a PS5 launch, sit down. And these are kids that could go on trips to Dubai.
Yeah. Just to go and play exhibition games
and come back. And the kind of things they give to these kids and their parents is mind-blowing.
Yeah.
And Manchester United was still operating in a cake way. We are Manchester United.
Yeah.
We are Manchester United. Then Rooney will call you. Then Bruno will call you, come and play for us. So they go to Manchester City and they say, no. There was Omar Bereda. There was Jesse Walkers.
Yeah.
These two guys were the reason why Manchester City go to a certain level.
Exactly.
So let us bring them in.
Let's bring them in, yeah.
So that they can come and help us. But Manchester United is a club that is totally different from Manchester City because Manchester United is not artificial. Artificial in the sense that this is a traditional club.
Yeah.
No matter what you do,
this one was created.
There's going to be a touch of something traditional about it. There's something that's supposed to be an identity that we've known with a certain club to be there. Especially looking at the Busby Babes, the academy, youth, courage, success, all of these things they expect to see it.
Yeah.
Now with Eric Ten Hag, the problem arises and they believe that no, you're not playing academy kids. You are still bringing in Dutch players to the Premier League. Now the physicality of the Premier League, things need to change. Results are not coming in.
Yeah.
So we need to change you. Within that space of time, you need to calm down. Take a decision, maybe an interim, for the last part of the season. He comes in, works hard. If it works for him, fine. If it doesn't work for him, he leaves. Then whoever that you have in mind to appoint in the summer, you move forward with it. Then you move fast to Sporting CP. And this is what happened.
Yeah.
Manchester City always knew that Hugo Viana will come to Manchester City.
Yeah.
Omar Bereda knew the plan because Manchester City has more than 10 years plan that has been laid down that is there. They know what they want to do. And Omar Bereda, of course, knew about it.
Yeah.
And they said, no, if Hugo decides to leave Sporting CP, definitely he comes to Manchester City with Ruben Amorim.
Yeah.
We look at what Ruben Amorim is doing with Sporting. We believe this is going to be a match made in heaven.
Yeah.
Just like the situation of Ronaldo, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Manchester United.
Yeah.
So let's go in. As at that time, Dan Ashworth said no. Because he believes Manchester United is not a three-back team. And the team that has actually been built at Manchester United has been built for transitional games, counter-attacking.
Yeah.
From Jose Mourinho.
Yeah.
It is a proper counter-attacking team.
I mean, even under Sir Alex Ferguson, that's one of the strengths of
Manchester United.
Quick
so the moment you try to bring in somebody like Ruben Amorim, one, you are trying to tell the whole Manchester United fan base that no, this time we are taking a different direction.
Meanwhile, you've not oriented them.
We are taking a different direction. And with a different direction, we need to stay committed to it.
Yeah.
Now, this guy says, I'm not coming.
Yeah.
Unless we end the season.
Yeah.
Omar Bereda says, no. It was quite a political decision.
Yeah.
Because if Ruben Amorim says no, then Ashworth has his way.
Yeah.
So let's force it. Force them. If you don't come, you're not coming in the summer. All of this. And Fiifi, we are Koda. Ejuma beton as we say Manchester Ejuma coach.
Well, I mean, Amorim himself said it's a certain buses or trains pass you by once. He won't get it again around the season. So obviously.
So he had to rush and come in.
Yeah.
So now he comes. You've done the first error. First red flag is keeping Eric Ten Hag.
Yeah.
Second red flag.
You bring in Ruben Amorim in the middle of the season.
In the middle of the season to come and play a certain style that the team is not known for.
First match, Ipswich Town. Kieran McKenna. So
the moment you decide to stick with him, I agree with you that 15th position, final of the Europa League and all of those stuff, you're not going to have any problem. We wait for him for the following season. So this was Ruben Amorim's first full season as a Manchester United
and you
manager.
don't also let him end it.
And you didn't even allow him to end it.
Oh.
So, Fee, it's a matter of you went in, you knew what you were going for.
Yeah.
You knew the kind of person you were going to poach.
Yeah.
You paid 10 million euros to bring him in. So if you are bringing such a person in, these are two things. One, the club needs to adapt to him.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to adapt to the club.
Yeah.
You need not to force him to change what he was brought in to do.
Yeah.
Number two, you need to back him in the transfer market.
Wow. Right.
So in as much as Ruben Amorim failed to impress, in a nutshell, that was a poor decision by Omar Bereda and Jason Walkers.
Yeah.
The timing, the backing, the decisions, everything was just a mess. Then it starts opening up, right, this season. Because you gave him only 4 players. I call it 3.5.
Yeah, this story is similar to what Juventus went on with Thiago Motta and Guentoli and Sporting.
Perfect story.
It looks as if sporting directors in Europe are now the bigger problems than even the coaches. Kiki, you a Manchester United fan. Do you agree with what Akomeah is saying? What do you think are your own renditions of Manchester United's problems, and what's the solution?
To a large extent, I support Akomeah, but I will come from this direction. I believe when Jason Wilcox, Umar Barada, and Dan Ashworth came together to appoint a coach, the whole idea was to, like he was saying, the backstory with regards to Hugo Viana and all that. And they knew that Pep Guardiola will be leaving in the summer, so obviously Hugo Viana will bring. Dan Ashworth decided to go for an English coach, that guy Southgate, because he believed that obviously Manchester United will play that long football, that counter-attacking and all that. So he wanted that type of coach, and he wanted a Premier League experienced coach. Like right now, how we are doing transfers. Premier League is a different competition altogether. So he wanted a Premier League experience. He knows the league. This is why I have a problem. Jason Wilcox and Umar Barada wanted Ruben Amorim. Dan Ashworth wanted Guy Southgate, Pochettino, and those ones that know the English
Premier League.
Jason Wilcox was in the middle.
Okay.
But it was more of a cocoa football, but
exactly.
So Jason Wilcox was supposed to support one. And who would it be? Barada, because Minyano or Man City. So he decided to support that idea of, okay, let's bring Ruben Amorim. So Omuyi Dan Ashworth mine. So
that's part of the reasons why Dan Ashworth left the job.
Yes, because right now he was like
felt isolated.
Isolated. So right close also by joining. Obviously the two Barada and this one Omuyi in Frag. Because we spent literally £5 million just to buy him from Newcastle, a sporting director. It wasn't easy. So for him to go through
because I know how Manchester United suffered to get Ashworth. He went on gardening leave and
all that. We have to pay £5 million. And for him to come within these few months because of these decisions. And like Akomeah was saying, that was the number one mistake. Number two, we decided to bring in Ruben Amorim in the middle of the season. To some extent, I was okay. The reason is simple. We knew that he was a three-back coach, and we knew that we are changing the whole system of the so-called the DNA of Manchester United.
Okay, you guys are moving on from...
Yes.
Okay.
So I believe that they decided to bring him, even though the political decision of come now, other than that, you are not coming because of Dan Ashworth and everything. We wanted him to implement a style, mess up for that, rest of the season.
Okay.
Mess up.
And he messed up.
Yes, with a mess up.
Okay. Fire, no, try and error.
Okay,
I get the mess up.
Good. When after doing those rehearsals, now still we messed up. Right now we are entering into the proper season.
So what do you do in the transfer market?
Good. So it means that right now you come and messed up. You know the players that can play. Ahmad can play for you. This one can play. So right now we can see that from your messing up, we need these kind of individuals in the team. So the transfer window came, and we needed to buy. Mind you, Manchester City is different from Manchester United. Apart from the traditional and the artificial, we are looking at a team that almost back and not Pakistan, Sheikh Monsumo.
Manchester United has misappropriated funds.
Yes,
and they can't really buy unless they sell. As compared to Manchester
the
City,
financial freedom of City
is different.
It's different
Because right now we are looking at Ineos and we are looking at this family.
The Mansour. Okay, the
Glazer family.
The Glazer family.
You're spending a different. And we as the spenders, the Glazer, we've hired an economic teacher.
Okay.
To come and take care of stuff for us.
Who is Ineos?
Ineos experience is from France. Nice.
Yeah.
They don't really have any experience.
Exactly. In fact, they are fighting with him.
Yes, they are fighting with him. So when Ratcliffe had an idea that, okay, let me bring in Barada, Wilcox and this. When they put together, they will bring these ideas from Newcastle. Because Newcastle was doing well through Dan Ashworth and bringing in their
Amanda.
coach. Yes, and okay, let's go in for Wilcox. He had the idea, academy, Barada was the COO. So he had that idea, architecture idea.
Yeah. As a book mudie.
But they didn't do like Akomeah said, proper analysis that it goes beyond the physical. That's why I was sitting here saying that spiritual in our won't be.
Hey.
But Fiifi, I have a conspiracy theory.
What's it?
When Dr. Kiki is done, I'll tell you.
Okay. Guys, wait.
So, pim. So, Ruben Amorim, your drew transfer season. We have to buy your players for you. But here's the case. See, near the open, I'll be certain because he say about 3-5-2, but Charlie. And the kind of players you wanted, the midfielders. Saturn, you call Baleba home. And I'm saying Baleba, you buy.
Yes, you didn't see a midfield in yet.
And yet, we are aware. But on no say me Baleba.
So wait, I want to get this from both of you. Who was in charge of Manchester United's recruitment in the summer?
I think it was Wilcox and Christopher Veville.
Yeah, Christopher
Veville.
Yeah.
How can put it?
So what Ruben Amorim does is, you see, that is where I agree with what Chelsea did.
Yeah. Because
Ruben Amorim was clear. My guy, I want Oli Watkins.
Yeah.
Do you think Aston Villa would have rejected £60 million,
Nah.
65 for Oli Watkins?
No, but even with that, you guys remember in the summer
Then he says, no, I'm going in for Benjamin Sesko.
When I was telling you guys that when you buy Brian Mbeumo and Matthias Cunha, you don't need Sesko.
Yes.
Like, that money easily goes to the midfield.
And if you know Christopher Veville is at the helms of a
that money easily goes into midfield. Source midfield problem.
That is why I have a problem with Ruben Amorim.
But just work also a phone, Kokofa the lab so abre.
Say, come on, you know, Sesko.
It wasn't even in Mbeumo.
No, I'm saying that like your depth. It's like I'm more depth.
Yeah.
Then we brought in the F1 analyst.
Yeah.
And when he came with data. Yes, data science.
Fiifi.
The data science, it's actually say, Mbeumo was the best option as compared to Antoine Semenyo. Even though Ruben Amorim has already met, and just because already met Antoine Semenyo at a restaurant. Oh, my kabi and analysts about Tanas no data no go, na Mbeumo dikana Semenyo tosumi so boy Mbeumo na
And the data fa.
Good. So Mbeumo buy.
Yeah.
And we need a midfielders because per how Ruben Amorim they play, he needs his midfield to be aggressive, running, and all that. And we didn't have that in the team because as at that time, it means that we are pushing Bruno to the midfield. Casemiro legs a woo, and Kobe Mainoo's play is not the Baleba, the what is the guy?
I think he uses the word an athletic. Midfielder.
Of course, because
athletic also no open.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly, and even more so with how Ruben Amorim was playing his football. The midfield is isolated. You can't play Bruno Casemiro.
But the truth is, in the transfer meeting, they did a meeting, and the first priority was before that season, the transfer. The answer said they are attacking first, then producing numbers.
So Cunha Mbeumo.
So now the whole idea is that
I agree. Then the Sesko money goes into one, at least one.
Baleba or Anderson, you choose one.
That is when Christopher Veville and
because Cunha says Cunha is saying.
Sesko 75 to 80.
Are you telling me that Malek was a Maricon was a Nottingham Forest? We take 75 fresh cash.
I understand why. Fiifi, understand why Rasmus Højlund didn't want to leave because he felt with Cunha and Mbeumo.
Yeah,
he can play.
Yeah, he can be the
so
center.
you keep him.
Yeah.
Use the money for at least one
keep Rasmus
midfielder.
If we bring in
and Fiifi can review on a drunk crowd.
So Akomeah, just before you bring me, just before we go into this, I want you to bring me your conspiracy theory. Because I will give an overview of Chelsea's problems. Okay. Because Manchester United problem that you've given looks as if it is from the sporting directors.
Yes.
I'll give an overview of Chelsea's problems.
Okay.
I'll ask if you agree that it's from the sporting directors.
Okay.
Then we'll do Man United sporting directors versus Chelsea sporting directors.
That's fine.
One about them.
Oh, John for him now.
So tell me your conspiracy theory.
The conspiracy theory is this. I believe Manchester United should do away with Sir Alex Ferguson.
Just forget about him.
They should forget that.
And I will open so answer.
You see, Fiifi, I think you see the conspiracy theory is this. I think Ferguson and the class of '92 are the ones behind the fall of Manchester United.
Neville.
Yes.
what's his name?
I have a certain belief that they don't want any manager or team to come in
and overtake whatever they
did. Because I don't understand why, as a stance, whenever Manchester United wants to appoint a manager, they need to speak with Sir Alex Ferguson.
I mean, his time has passed. He's a top gunner.
Fletcher,
no.
Fletcher came into the job and Fletcher said, when they told me I'm supposed to handle the game, the first person I called was Sir Alex.
Yeah, and a blessing.
Yeah?
You don't need Sir Alex.
Papa.
You won't. No, we can't. No.
Busa, pastor too. Said, crown pastor, ni be in that program or baby. On Babajo on oil.
Dr. Kiki.
What do you mean?
I remember that here before.
What do you mean? Dr. Kiki, we all love Sir Alex Ferguson. He's the godfather.
Yeah.
I know Arsenal fans really loved Arsene Wenger.
Yeah.
When we were growing up, a lot of our young brothers asked us, "Is Arsenal for Arsene Wenger?"
Yeah.
He was
literally Arsenal.
He was literally Arsenal. But Mikel Arteta comes into the job and says, "No.
Yeah.
Let's cut everything off from Arsene Wenger. Yeah. When you deserve to go to him, go to
So it means that you are saying that regardless of everything, United also need a coach who is of his own.
Fiifi.
100%.
Then I'll cast a wolf free Man United. The season is over. We're crying.
Now, so Okoda Dream was one last one.
What about one last one? Look at the team he left, David Moyes.
Yeah.
Jurgen Klopp spoke in an interview and he was clear that the reason why he did not take the Manchester United job was because he felt that club had no ambition after Sir Alex Ferguson, looking at the kind of players that was left behind.
And I don't think that was Ferguson's fault.
And Pep Guardiola, no, Ferguson was literally controlling everything when it comes to transfers.
Yeah, Pep was literally Manchester United.
Everything
went to Ferguson. Everything
with David Gill. With David Gill, they decided everything. If he wanted to build,
where I kind of don't you think I'm coming to your archaic don't you think because when Ferguson was leaving, we didn't join the one someone saying sporting directors and
technical directors.
Yeah, join us at team no.
We used to our staff.
That
is because you were used to what Sir Alex Ferguson was doing.
So it's
there be free team. You know, for example, whatever Jurgen Klopp did at Liverpool should be a standard.
Yeah.
I don't like Liverpool, but whatever Jurgen Klopp did, that was top.
Yeah.
He left the team over there, structures, everything was really working for Liverpool.
Just because of it, let's go to the Chelsea part, then we can marry both of them.
These people come to the press conferences and sit on the televisions and start bashing coaches and players. I remember
part two.
Fiifi, me say Gary Neville, class of 92. Kakra bi nanim nyansa wo David Beckham. Now I'm sure said they don't want anybody to come to United, and at the end of the day we'll say that we'll forget about the class of 92 because everything be a class of 92. Everything be a class of 92. But class of 92 now the treble over Fiifi. Whatever made me believe is a class of 92 years superb. It's one of the best moments in Manchester United career. But mama bobo na kasa kura mpekasa.
Yeah.
Do I talk ni and the co?
Yeah. But don't you think when a team is doing well?
Oma yama sisi akran Dr. Kiki omo pese di labor.
But again,
they know what they are doing. It's a conspiracy theory against the team.
But again, Akomeah, it goes and comes back to what Kiki is saying. The sporting directors, the managers that have come have failed. So it gives them the chance to also talk on TV.
Because they form part of the agenda to make other managers fail.
But when you win, no agenda exists.
Fiifi.
When you win, no agenda exists.
What's it know? They know what?
I'm saying that there was no time Ruben Amorim won in a year. It took a year for Ruben Amorim to win back-to-back games. So this is what I'm talking about.
We'll do part two. We'll do part two when we come back again. I'll tell you how these people get into the team of Manchester United many a times.
Okay, see. So
we'll put it in the fridge.
I want to hear the Chelsea.
Yeah, that's what I'm coming to. I think that Manchester United has Manchester United has similar problems to what Chelsea have, or Chelsea had similar problems what Manchester United have. And see, I always say this thing that when Todd Bowley, Baghdad Eghbali, and in conjunction Claire Lake were coming to the team, coming to Chelsea, the team was in a very bad place.
When Todd Bowley was coming for Chelsea,
the team was in a very bad place. Bad place. If you look at the data suggests that at the time Chelsea had won the Champions League 2 or 3 years prior in 2019.
Yes.
2019?
No, 2021.
2021. And then they came to buy the club somewhere around 22, 23 thereabouts when COVID came in. But that's why I say it was in a bad place. From then, the team was dwindling. In the league, the last time Chelsea had won the league was in 2017 under Antonio Conte. Thomas Tuchel came to do magic. He won it in 6 months. For Tuchel himself...
He won the league.
He won the Champions League in 6 months. Hey, that's what I'm saying. From the time where the league was about to end to the beginning of the next season, he had lost the most games that he had ever lost in any team. There is one game that you remember. This same Jesse match was at Leeds United at Ellen Road. Chelsea were walloped 3-0.
Yeah, I remember that game so well.
Before then, he had gone on to go and play in the Champions League game against Dynamo Zagreb. Chelsea lost by 1-0.
Yeah.
The team was dwindling. Again, the team was dwindling because the owners or the new owners had come into the club at a point where they didn't have any form of bargaining power. Rudiger's contract was ending. Mateo Kovacic's contract was ending.
Kalidou
Koulibaly's contract was going. Edouard Mendy, N'Golo Conte, all of these guys,
Mason Mount,
they had to go. In fact, Mason Mount believed that there was no way Chelsea could get back to where it was before. And you can't fault him. He saw an opportunity at Manchester United, a club that is also big, that will give him high ambitions. He wanted to go. He decided to jump ships and he went. So you see, there was a problem. That is why, for me, I don't agree with the people that say that the Chelsea owners do not know what they wanted to do when they wanted to go the youth way.
No, they knew what they wanted to do.
However,
but it depends on if it's going to work or not.
Exactly.
However, if someone is to say that thing right now, it makes sense.
Exactly. That's how I'm coming.
Because it's not working.
No, but exactly. When Chelsea won the conference in the Club World Cup, those people had to
Everyone
shut up.
kept quiet.
Because now they've won. Again, my problem is that when you look at Chelsea, their biggest mistake was the appointment of Graham Potter and leaving that to the Brighton sporting directors. Chelsea has 5 sporting directors.
And even the Mauricio Pochettino bit was...
5 sporting directors.
Really crazy.
There is a reason why Luis Enrique will listen to Luis Campos. Because Luis Campos is a creme de la creme.
Now Emery goes to Aston Villa and there's
Monchi. Monchi does the job for him because Monchi has done the job at Sevilla, at Villarreal. This place is Roma.
But at United,
he has built teams. So when you go and bring Stewarts, Wayne Stanley, Sam Jewell, you go and bring these boys that don't know what they are doing. So you look at the Chelsea, the Chelsea coaches and team and whatever. Most of these guys are coming from Brighton and Hove Albion.
Family and friends.
So for me, that's my problem.
But so no one believes it. See, Brighton too had the best ideas when it
the model in terms of getting a player.
It was for their level.
Exactly.
It was for their level. Mid-table.
For their level, it made a lot of sense. It's the same way that when somebody says that.
Because
again, but how many of them? Where is Julio and Ciso? Where is Buonanotte?
Where is Caicedo?
Caicedo is doing, but that's
one or two players
that will stand out.
McAllister and Cody.
You don't get everybody getting to the top. My problem is that today, when you buy all of these players and you put them together, you feel at Tuchel, you let him go. You feel at Graham Potter, Wolfley, you let him go. Frank Lampard, interim, you let him go. Pochettino, let him go. You bring in Maresca. I am saying this, and I'm saying this on authority, that even the biggest hater of Chelsea began to accept that Maresca, no, he looks like he's good.
Fia, I want to ask you a question before we continue. Did you think the appointment of Maresca should have been the turning point of Chelsea for moving to youth football, some of these products, to a more winnable standard?
Not the appointment. The appointment of Maresca was supposed to be the stepping stone to Chelsea getting to the top. However, Maresca proving himself was the turning point. Because when Maresca came, who was he?
He was nobody.
Nobody. Literally, Onishi.
An assistant manager from City who just won the championship.
Yes, only Bibia. And he came. And you see, forget about Conference League, forget about Club World Cup. Qualifying for the Champions League that season, people said it won't happen. Carragher, Neville. These are, see, you can hate Carragher for who he is, but he says what he sees. He said it won't happen. These guys said, I don't see it happening. They went away to City Ground on the last day of the season. And that is why after the game, you remember Maresca met the journalist and said, F you.
Yeah.
He told his players that when they qualify, he would tell them the F you. And he said it because he felt like they've done what people didn't expect them to do. They went on to Betis, won that game against Betis, beat Paris Saint-Germain. Mike, if you come from a season like that, you've had a elongated season. Your players have had accumulated fatigue. Your number one centre back is injured. You need to change something about the project. And that is where, even for those of us who have currently said that, oh, the project is not particularly stupid, in times like that, you begin to realize and say, what are you guys doing? Because you need to bring in somebody. A champion needs to understand that in as much as he is a prospect for the future, there is the need for us to start winning today for him to have a place in the team. You don't do it. You say he should play Tosin, he plays Tosin. Yesterday, Chelsea fans are so funny. Yesterday, Enzo Maresca is not there. But when Chelsea went to play Fulham, who did they play as ECB? Tosin, yeah. That was Fofana on the bench. But because it is not Maresca who's in the dugout, people kept quiet.
And it is normal in this life, you see. People listen to what they want to listen to. People believe what they want to believe.
Because to be very honest,
so you can't convince
the profile you needed in that game is Tosin. And because if Levi had Tosin, you'll be more. But because Levi is not there, say Tosin be more. Tosin ni one obi anyo. You can force Badiashile to play there, no class when yet. So you didn't buy. The sporting directors waffle around. The manager comes to you, and you don't buy the players. Sporting directors are there. Now he's gone. You asked me a question before we came on. What? No, you did. What's the target of Rossinoa? What is expected of Rossinoa?
But before you move to what is expected from Rossinoa, I think I have to ask you this. You think Maresca earned the right to walk the talk?
Akomeah, if you ask me, is Maresca a big coach? No. He's not the biggest coach.
But did he earn the right?
That's what I'm coming to. He's not Hansi Flick. He's not Enrique.
As he said in his own press conference.
Yes, but in this contest, he did. Mike, did you ever believe that Hansi Flick Barcelona versus Chelsea Stamford Bridge, they'll be walloped 3-0?
Even apart from single games, I think Chelsea in the past few years, even under Totboli, they had not gone into a league season where fans were even more optimistic than the coach himself.
Exactly.
As to winning the league.
From what we're seeing, and everybody attests to the fact that, you see, I didn't know this part about Maresca, but after he's left, I think that Maresca's biggest problem was emotional and psychological bit of managing stuff like that. But tactics, on the tactical board, you can't beat him.
I think this is a clear opposite ambitions for the sporting director and
exactly.
Maresca.
So the truth of the matter is that who changed? Because Maresca so Maresca changed. The sporting director did not change. The Chelsea project did not change. And Maresca changing on only say
but at what point should Chelsea's project change?
But it depends on the project Totboli them's sector.
No, but Kiki says, see, in explaining the project is supposed to have progression plan.
That is it.
So this is the point for the progression
that
plan.
At the end of the minus. Still, Totboli, the Edgar, what was it?
Yeah, Baghdad Egbali.
Yeah. Omona Ayomo plan. They have their plan.
Yeah.
We can say that per our plan, it's supposed to take 6 years before we decide to challenge for Premier League.
Yeah.
And we brought in Maresca.
Yeah.
And Maresca did the magic one within 3 years. We have to move on to the plan.
Yeah.
So we that are watching the football, we see that no, the plan has to go up. But that is body them.
Let's take our time small.
Yes, we have our plan and nobody's changing it. Our data.
Kiki, you cannot begrudge owners from sticking to what they know.
Yeah.
But definitely, sometimes you need to be flexible enough to open up and see that this project has gotten to this stage.
Yeah, where you and you see again, that is why in this case the Chelsea had the wrong sporting directors. If you are going for a youthful project like this that has to progress at a certain point in time, you need the experience of somebody who has seen such a project, who can say that, okay, at this point in time, I can switch. Luis Ocampos, perfect.
I get
that's what I'm saying.
Meaning you've gotten to a stage where the Brighton and Hove Albion sporting directors believe,
okay.
Good. And I'm saying that the Totboli devs and all that, per the plan.
Yeah.
In Drew, do you know why? Even with their appointments, the new appointment, they still want.
What is his strength?
Exactly.
Casa.
The only reason why,
Knows how to talk.
yes,
And
they brought in Rossinoa is that Chelsea is at a point where the fans are angry.
And I think they're also trying to play a political card.
Yeah, that's what I'm coming. The fans are angry. They know that Maresca is Italian. He was becoming too honest, too open, or can be. He's not emotionally probably the perfect person to manage these emotions of the fans. And when we get in a Liam Rosenua, who's an excellent talker, Charlie, Rosenua will talk you out of your life. It's like Thomas Tuchel, and he's an English boy. Yesterday, there was something that he did when he was going to Craven Cottage with Gina on the France, Traffic Chestnut, Skyphone, Traba, Liam.
I'm no prophet, but when was the last time you saw an English manager winning the league?
You see, that's the problem. I mean, as a Chelsea fan, I'm hoping
that he was born to win the league. No, you guys still don't get it. He wasn't born to win the league. Time and then swing to win the league.
But you see, everything has its own time.
So it means that Kiki, after 1.5 years, Chelsea are going to change another manager.
Yes. When the time comes.
Oh, but I agree with Kiki that Chelsea are going to change because I don't think. You see, that's what I'm saying. I said I'm no prophet. I'm no prophet of doom or something like that. So, but I think for Liam Rosenauer, he might do well in his first few months, but I don't think he survives 2 seasons at Chelsea.
No, and that 2 seasons, from like Ruben Amorim,
this is an unforgivable league.
Very unforgivable.
It doesn't care whether you are coming from the Spanish La Liga or the Italian. You need to adapt quick, and they find solutions easily. Especially these young teams or small teams that are in the league, the likes of. Whoa, you see, I was surprised that people were angry that Wolverhampton Wanderers drew with Manchester United. My guy, they knew what they were coming to do at Old Trafford.
Yeah.
These are stubborn teams. They won't win the league.
Yes, you
see, I know say Asa. But Fiifi, but Tim say in the league now, your teams be one more or more new league.
The crowd or
more top four. But you hear me say, you game na win. Liam no crowd what in the crowd anytime crowd say. There are certain coaches who are angered by the appointment of Liam.
Even the teams,
because they believe like they are better than.
There are certain teams that or who Chelsea want. Chelsea can
look at how Marco Silva celebrated the second goal.
Yeah.
Opeso say, "Who assistant coach now? What bad?"
Yeah.
You see, there are certain things that comes with pride and ego.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, there are coaches in the Premier League that will kill to win against Liam.
Yeah.
They will kill. Just to make a point like we'll be now in Chelsea.
So it means that you don't think that to work.
No, he will do well with the youth continuation. But when the time comes, like Ruben Amorim, see when we
wait, Kiki. Before we go back to Ruben Amorim, Enzo Maresca won 2 trophies in his first season, qualified for the Champions League. What is the least for Liam Rosenauer?
Qualify for the Champions League.
Qualify for the Champions League. Chelsea are in 3 trophies. Champions League, maybe that one is too far fetched. EFL Cup semi-final.
That's going to be the first test.
When he goes, and you know what Liam said? Liam said he says he lives for moments like that.
Oh,
Chelsea are waiting.
They're talking there, you go talk.
Hey, you see here.
Fiifi, they're talking there, you go talk. You see, Liam and the job that he's coming to do.
He's confident too.
Fiifi is telling you that this guy knows how to talk.
Yeah.
Fiifi is telling you this guy is a proper.
But he's good.
But he's not bad.
But he's good.
Average.
Oh, you're good.
He's an average.
But he's more experienced than Maresca when Maresca was coming.
League, no disrespect to the clubs that is in the kind of job he has done over there.
Yeah.
But Fiifi, I actually think. Mama nu say. Mama nu say. Mama nu say. You see, in the league back certain things we say breastwane
start breastwane
any met
any long
crowd more bogaka but met me to be French and
Andrea you for what TV.
But there were certain games that I was really impressed. For example, their game against Olympique Marseille.
Yeah, and then Paris Saint-Germain.
But these are one-off games. But
he has played against all the best
league,
teams. What did you say?
Fiifi,
42.
Fiifi, the French league. The difference between these leagues and the coaches that come from these leagues to the Premier League is normally.
But he has also seen the championship before.
I know,
Fiifi.
And
so let's not forget that.
I'm saying this once again. So, you're an English football guy. But the Premier League is a deadly league.
So let me tell you something.
And that's the word I've been using. That it is an unforgiving league.
Great, Michael. I think that is true. But the reason why me as a Chelsea fan, as an analyst, I am a little bit coy, not worried, because either I'm worried, I'm happy, or me want them. The reason why me didn't them and they say this guy is not the regular English guy. Regular in the sense that the last English guy that came to Chelsea was Graham Potter. He doesn't have the personality. He doesn't have the confidence. But this guy looks confident.
He needs to prove a point, not only as an English coach, but as a black skin colored coach. Exactly. Especially in the Premier League, where it's quite difficult to see a black skin colored coach coaching at that level. One person we usually see on the touchline is Kolo too.
Yeah, Kolo.
Aside that, we don't usually see them. So he's in.
I think there was a time that Vieira came.
So he's in to make a big statement. Big statement.
Oh, he would do well. He would do well.
So between Chelsea sporting directors and Manchester United
fighting for the BAME community.
Yeah.
For Man United and Chelsea sporting directors, I think for United, Fiifi said be penny and Jimmy.
Don't sporting directors not doing it.
Once Brighton, look at the Brighton sporting directors and believe that is their level. That is who they are.
Yeah.
But for United, you expect better, and they are not doing that.
And United, you think. Man City. Nah.
Yeah, different Man City.
Said who you see no. Na artificial. I said I draw. Ni do mabejirem. Manchester United now wabano. Killer. You were saying something. I remember you said something. Say when Wilcox and Berardo were coming. Also when you there. Omo say ejuma na here then.
Ejuma no say.
Later also on Saturday.
Exactly.
I got a rough rag. Also OP has said you.
Unu aba obe 4222. That was my friend you need OP has said. To appear the space. My friend you need OP has said.
Let's ejuma no.
Ruben Amorim so buy I don't know na. I say I am the manager. I am not the coach.
I mean, Obia Ruben Amorim, Obia, no first person. I say, if I knew 1 year ago, I would have changed.
Listen to this football heritage. Me, 3 trophies. 3.
And the root was we cash you.
Man City. Man City can balance Elliot Anderson. Almost talk. Almost for Brighton. So why? United don't call Glazer say.
But according to some maybe England, a poison challenge.
Boy,
United Tottenham was pursuing Yam.
Who do United Aduma no? Who do United Aduma say? Say Bemo akwadro so that say be to zip na fan no. Wa hu so hu bie.
Agora Tottenham was pursuing.
But suppose so.
Antonio Conte, although a minute of Rebecca Sadichi was Bejajuva. Ubejai. Thomas Frank. I'm putting down. Charlie, you be see why?
I think we'll be back
on Monday.
Soon. Yes, of course. There are going to be good games. FA Cup. Once Osanke preview, but definitely.
On Monday, I'm on you in February.
There, you say be Atikone, Madrid, Besha Atiko. So we'll come and discuss El Clasico.
Yeah, El Clasico. I mean, Monday will come. Hopefully, the Moroccan bugger will connect him.
But when we come, we have to discuss about what Hansi Flick is doing with Barcelona.
Hansi Flick with Barcelona.
5 games, 5 clean sheets.
Hansi baby.
The last time they kept back-to-back clean sheets was in 2025, around October.
Juan Garcia, should he quick one? Should Juan Garcia be the Spanish number 1?
No, David Raya.
David Raya ahead of Unai Simon.
Yeah.
Okay, rank them. Unai Simon, David Raya, Juan Garcia, Robert Sanchez.
Raya 1.
Raya 1.
Hey. Juan Garcia 2.
Ahead of Unai Simon.
Juan Garcia 2.
Juan Garcia 2.
Robert Sanchez 3.
Robert Sanchez 3. It's Unai Simon in TV.
Was she na same? You see, I didn't want to. Ebi no mo ya ma Spain David here call World Cup ya Bona Ronaldo Arsenal nam ne to know. You see, sometimes Fiifi sankomo we dey bia ka the two amanfo for say getting to the top no be drew.
But staying there.
But I think Unai Simon has not done enough. Just maybe De La Fuente a loyalist coach to say Ancelotti Mola and the
but he knows all of them from the Spanish youth team, so that's.
Oh, me aware. I don't say Obi one my form ni but wow keepers we pass say David Raya. O the infamy and sapio. David Raya, Juan Garcia, no Unai Simon. Spain in Copa World Cup, big game. Unai Simon.
Kiki, what's your list?
I'll go for Garcia first.
Juan Garcia, the guy just came.
The reason is simple. I believe that Raya. I believe that Raya, baby, or one. You need to dance here.
Defense number 1.
Defense, na no damn. Raya na da bastard. Raya na da ye hwa. Lamel, but
Obviously, the new Courtois.
shot so big.
Obviously,
So big. But my guy is Saliba. Oh, man, the damn thing. It's got the crown rise or Fiifi.
Save somebody.
obviously, Sadi Lames the new Courtois.
Sell Lamel. Oh, one
Baby
more.
Courtois.
But see, shot Aquana by what I
Sending Lavin, so we are Belgium and Danacho. Hey,
we control
It's all the Garcia, right? Garcia, right?
Yeah, then Raya second.
Raya.
Then third.
nice one.
What's
Now, Robert Sanchez.
What's the time debut?
Robert Sanchez.
There's Robert Sanchez for
Robert Sanchez.
Me, ma-
Robert Sanchez, I don't know who PSP.
my number 1, David Raya. Number 2, Robert Sanchez. One Garcia Badabe. One Garcia and then it's today. It's a Robert Sanchez.
Oh, Pracopa by there, but so they keep 5 clean sheets.
Great. Robert Sanchez had 7 clean sheets before this Chelsea debacle. Chelsea the first way.
Wait, Gerard Martin,
Chelsea, but they are seeing it.
Now, Gerard Martin, Hey, Paul.
Case closed.
Bye bye. Don't forget to